Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to Unit 11, Lesson 10. Today we'll be subtracting decimal numbers. Now, a similar rule applies to subtracting decimal numbers as it did to adding. The first thing you do is line up that decimal point. So here we have an image showing us 7/10, or remember that that's equivalent to 70 hundredths. And they're taking away, here you can see, they're crossing out 2/10 or 20 hundredths. So that is subtracting. So the way you line up these numbers is, again, just like we did with addition, you'd line up the decimal points. Larger number on top, so 70 hundredths minus 20 hundredths. Or I could drop those zeros and just do 7/10 minus 2/10. And that answer would give me 50 hundredths that's left here in our image, as you can see on our hundredths grid, or that's also equivalent to 5/10 if you count the columns here. So again, the key thing you just need to remember is that you have to line up the decimal point. So when we do 9/10 minus 2/10, again, I'll set it up with a larger number on top, subtracting the smaller number, so 2/10. 9 minus 2 is 7, bring down the decimal point, no whole number. So this would give me 7/10 left over. Now in this next one, we have it into the hundredths. So 72 hundredths minus 35 hundredths. So 72 hundredths is larger and will be put on top. And we'll take away 35 hundredths. Now in this one, I do have to borrow. 2 cannot subtract 5. So I'll look next door and borrow a 10 from the 7. So this becomes 12 minus 5, which is 7, and then 6 minus 3 is 3. Bring down the decimal point, no whole number. So this would give us 37 hundredths as our solution. So now we're going to figure out how to order decimal numbers in order to subtract. And this is what I've been talking about with you the other day, where the larger number needs to go on top, especially when subtracting. So we are going to find the difference, remember that's the term for subtraction, between each pair of numbers. So I have 9 hundredths and 23 hundredths. 23 hundredths is greater, 2 is bigger than 0. So 23 hundredths will go on top when I get ready to subtract here. So when I line up my decimal point, 9 hundredths lines up just like that. So you can see my decimals are lined up perfectly. Now I can subtract. Well, I can't do 3 minus 9. I have to borrow a 10. So that becomes 13 minus 9, which is 4. 1 minus 0 is 1. Bring down the decimal point. No whole numbers. So the difference between those two decimals is 14 hundredths. Next we have 1 and 4 hundredths and 7/10. So 1 and 4 hundredths is greater because of the whole number. 1 is bigger than 0. So that goes on top. So 1 and 4 hundredths minus 7/10. So we have an opening at the end here. Remember, we just put in a 0. Always just make sure your decimals are lined up. Now I can subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. I can't do 0 minus 7, so I need to borrow from the whole number, so this becomes a group of 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. Bring down the decimal point. No whole numbers anymore. So the difference between these two is 34 hundredths. All right, last one of these. We have 6 thousandths and 35 hundredths. So 35 hundredths is greater. There's a 3 in the tenths versus 0, so right away it's bigger. So I'll put 35 hundredths on top, and then I got to be careful to line up the decimal points here. Okay, so you noticed when I lined up my decimals, it left an awkward gap here. Remember to put a 0 there. And when I subtract, I now need to borrow. I can't do 0 minus 6, so I borrow from the 5 next door. So it becomes a group of 10. So now 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 minus 0 is 4. 3 minus 0 is 3. And no whole number. So the difference between these two is 344 thousandths. All right, next it says, a turtle can travel 17 hundredths miles per hour. Woo! A snail can travel 32 thousandths miles per hour. Wow, that is one speedy snail. Which animal can move faster and how much faster? Well, neither of them can move quite fast. I don't know if that's the term I would use. All right, so which animal can move faster? First, let's compare. So the turtle has a 1 in the tens place versus a 0. So that means the turtle is faster, just barely. So the turtle is the faster animal, and to figure out how much faster, I'll have to find the difference, or subtract. So because the turtle's faster, that is the larger number, which goes on top. So 17 hundredths minus 32 thousandths. So lining up my decimal point creates a gap up above where I'll put a 0. Now I subtract. I have to borrow right away. I can't do 0 minus 2, so I'll borrow from next door, making a group of 10. So 10 minus 2 is 8, 6 minus 3 is 3, 1 minus 0 is 1, decimal point, no whole numbers. So the turtle is 138 thousandths miles per hour faster than our little snail. So literally just barely. All right, let's look at the next one. It says Ramona had $26. She spent 35 cents to buy a pencil. How much money does Ramona have now? So this is another subtraction problem because she's spending or getting rid of money. So I have to take the $26, which on a price tag would look like 26.00, and we're subtracting 35 cents, which remember would be decimals. So if I'm lining up my decimal point, you can see here that we're going to have to borrow from next door. So in order to take away 35 cents from $26, I have to borrow across these zeros. So due to the fact that there's nothing to borrow here, you're actually borrowing from that 6, which becomes a 5, so this is now a group of 9 in order to get this group of 10. All right, so now we subtract 10 minus 5, which is 5, 9 minus 3 is 6, put the decimal point, 5 minus 0 is 5, and then 2. So she ends up leaving the store with $25.65. Now, another place that you'll find decimals being used is not only with money, but also sometimes when talking about distance between places on a map. So here we have a map showing a few towns, and it says we need to use the map to answer these questions. If it is 17 5/10 miles from Mill Creek to Dale, so Mill Creek to Dale, and 33 15/100 miles from Mill Creek to Martin, how far is it from Dale to Martin? Okay, so they're telling me that from Mill Creek to Dale here, that is 17 5/10 or 17.5 miles. And from Mill Creek to Martin is 33 15/100. So in order to find the distance between Martin and Dale, I could take the 33 15/100 and subtract 17 5/10. So let's do that work now. So I'll line up my numbers, 33 15/100 minus 17 5/10. Okay, that opens up a gap here where I'll put a 0. All right, so 5 minus 0 is 5. I can't do 1 minus 5, so I have to borrow. So this becomes a 2, giving me a group of 10 plus the one I had, so 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. Bring down the decimal point. 2 minus 7. Okay, gotta borrow again, so this becomes 2, and now this is 12. So 12 minus 7 is 5, and 2 minus 1 is 1. All right, so the distance from Dale to Martin then would be 15 65/100 miles. Perfect. Now the next one says, if it is 49 miles from Dale to Clearwater, how far is it from Martin to Clearwater? Okay. So from Dale to Clearwater, I'm going to use yellow. We figured out that it's 49 miles. And I do have on my map now that from Dale to Martin is 15 65/100 miles. We just figured that one out. So I'm going to write that one in green. So I'm using my answer from number 1 to solve this problem. So in order to figure out this distance here, I could take 49 and subtract this 15 and 65/100ths to figure out the rest from Martin to Clearwater. Okay, so let's do that next. So I'll write 49, and I'm going to put a decimal point and a few zeros here to take away 15 and 65/100ths. Okay, so I have to borrow across zeros because I do not have anything next door to borrow from, so I go to the 9 to borrow. So I break down that to an 8, which then gives me 9 10s and then a group of 10 ones here. So 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 6 is 3, decimal point, 8 minus 5 is 3, and 4 minus 1 is also 3. All right, so the distance between Clearwater and Martin is 33 and 35/100ths miles. And the final question says, how far is the entire distance from Mill Creek to Clearwater? All right, so let's see which numbers would be easiest to use. So there's a couple ways I could solve this problem. I could take Mill Creek to Dale, so 17 and 5/10ths plus 49, or I could take 33 and 15/100ths plus 33 and 35/100ths. Either way I solve it, I should get the same answer as long as I'm doing my math correctly. So I'm going to use the 33 and 15/100ths miles plus the 33 and 35/100ths. Oops, I'm noticing that that one's larger, so I'm going to put that one on top. So get my eraser ready. Again, it doesn't matter as much with addition, but I still like you to just get in the habit of doing that. Now, I'm adding because we want to know that entire distance from Mill Creek to Clearwater. So when I add these two together, 5 plus 5 gives me 10, 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 is 5, decimal point, 3 plus 3 is 6, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So that entire distance would be 66 and 5/10ths or 50/100ths miles. All right, fourth graders, it's your turn to solve these decimal word problems about some honeybees. So take time figuring out, are they asking me to add or subtract? And make sure that you line up your decimal points.